Hello everyone and welcome to Art at the Castle House. I'm Zuli or Nancy depending on how you know me. And if you like art, stationery, journaling, pens, inks, then you've come to the right place. Now, before we dive in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me keep creating content for you, and of course, I'd love to hear from you too. So feel free to leave a comment down below and share your own, favorite journaling supplies. Today, I am going to talk about my 2025 top favorites. I'm going to go over my top 10 faves of the year, as well as a couple of, or a few actually, honorable mentions that I have for this year. So, one of the first things I wanted to talk about for 2025, as I end the year, I am looking at all of the items that I've used for 2025, and the number one thing that stands out the most has been my sterling ink journal with a traveler's notebook leather cover. Now, this leather cover is one that I made myself. I made this not too long ago, but in reality, when I discussed 2025, I would say any of the Traveler's Notebooks by Traveler's Company were some of my favorites that I used this year. My sterling ink journal got pretty fat over the year, and it no longer was fitting great in my normal Traveler's Company Traveler's Notebook case, and so I made this one to fit. So this by far has been my anchor. This has been my anchor journal throughout 2025. It is a sterling ink N1 horizontal full year common planner in the plum color. And this by far has been my go-to for 2025. The paper is smooth, it's fountain pen friendly, and it handles ink beautifully without feathering. I love how the layout gives me space to be both structured and creative. It's where I capture all of my reflections, daily notes, even small sketches. It really feels like a safe container for my thoughts. And so, one of the things I did do was do a couple of swatches in the back to really show how well it takes, to fountain pen inks. I can also share that, it just brings out the colors very beautifully in these. And, I've been able to use this for all sorts of things, whether it's just doodling, practicing some of my lettering. I've used it for, just weekly, the weekly parts. I've used so many parts of this. The structured piece really goes in with the weekly section of it, as well as the monthly portion of it. I was able to really use a huge portion of the monthly sections for a lot of the structured part. Although I did move into a different notebook as we approached October, November, December to kind of test out a few options for 2026. But I always came back to this common planner. I absolutely loved it. I am switching over in 2026. If you saw one of my other videos, I did get the sterling ink common planner, but I got it in an A6 size. So we'll see how that goes, and let's see if I don't end up ordering this one again. But I really loved this one. So this is definitely my top fave for 2025. And I would highly recommend any of the any of the Traveler's Notebook you know, to hold your travel notebook. I love just how easy it is to work with these and switch out the different inserts, and it just holds everything just very beautifully. So again, this one is my top favorite for the year. The next thing I want to show you is my top favorite pens for this year. And my number one, of course, is without a doubt my Pilot Vanishing Point. So for those of you who don't know, I lost this back in August. And no, I did not find it again. I loved it so much that I purchased another one to replace it. It is in a fine nib. It is my absolute favorite. I never go anywhere without this. I would probably say the only con to this is that the converters, I believe it's the Con 40 that the converter uses, it's not the best converter because it doesn't hold a whole lot of ink. And with this being my everyday, I always put a permanent black ink in here. But I found a good solution to be able to hold my inks, and that is these Mahjong ink cartridges. Mahjong sells these ink cartridge holders so that you can actually refill them, and I have been using this, and these tops make it easy to carry so that they don't spill, and so this way I always have a backup ready in the ink of my choice. Of course, you can have the Pilot ones already. This one's the Shinkai that I have here, but I always have one of these in my Pilot Vanishing Point because it holds so much more ink than the Con 40. This one is this one right here is the Mahjong converter, which is better actually than I think than the one that comes with Pilots. Not sure why Pilot's still sticking around with those, but Mahjong actually sells a much better one. So if you have a Pilot Vanishing Point, I would highly recommend you get yourself one of these. And it came with this really cool little case so I can carry it around with me, and so I would highly recommend this one. These, of course, this little pair here is my top fave for 2025. I also want to mention my top favorite buy of 2025 would have to be my Mont Blanc Muses pen, fountain pen, in the Princess de Monaco collection with the Imperial grind. I had this ground by Kirk Spear several, probably early in the year, and this by far is my favorite buy of 2025. I did buy it pre-loved at Dromgool's, but it is a favorite of mine. I absolutely love the elegance of this Mont Blanc, and so I had to showcase and show it as one of my top faves for 2025. So next, moving on, I want to talk about my Superior leather utility case. Now, I've showed this quite a bit, I believe, on my channel. It is my number one favorite pen case. I absolutely love this case. It is well worth the money. The leather from Superior Labor is just such great quality. I would say that, with this case, it is my portable toolkit. I keep it stocked, with mild liners for highlighting. I usually have some mild liners in here. I have, scissors in here for cutting that I use. This one's also a really great one with the beautiful Mofusand design in pink, of course, because I love pink. So this is great for cutting out ephemera. I also have like different rulers, stamping, stuff. I just have a little bit of everything. I always carry my white pens, some mechanical pencils, as well as some gel pens, uniballs, and some markers, as well as a glue pen as well. I always carry my glue sticks along with some other faves like washi tapes that I have on these cards. So this definitely is a pen case that holds it all for me. So the leather is sturdy, yet it's soft, and it makes me feel prepared wherever I go. It's like carrying my own little creative studio with me wherever I go. So again, this is my favorite tool case to carry with me. It is called the Superior Labor Utility Case, and this one was in the nude color. It has patinaed very beautifully. I absolutely love how it has patinaed. You can actually see the difference a little bit. So I have this other Superior Labor it's not new. I got it in August, but you can see the difference just right here as into the different color and patina. This one's patinaed a little bit, but this one you can just tell just has this rich brown, light brown color to it, and I absolutely love it. So I can't wait for this one to start looking like this. Anyways, so moving on. My next favorite, my number 4 favorite, is one that I have not shown on this channel, and it is my Galen Leather Expansi Folio in the A5 wide size in the Crazy Horse brown color. Now, I absolutely love this one, and I use it for my fountain pen recording. So I actually record, sorry Mr. Bear, I actually record all of the fountain pens that I own in this cover here, and I have everything set up to where I have my stamps, my stamping ink, another date stamp. I have glues and pens, and then here is where I usually put in all of the different pens that I own, along with different thoughts that I have about each pen. And so I have that written down for almost every single pen that I own, and this just fits everything perfectly. The Expansi is definitely a recommendation that I have for anybody who wants to just keep everything in one place. This is where I collect all of my information regarding my fountain pen journey collection, what I think about each of my pens, how many pens I have, when I've destashed a pen, whatever the case may be. So highly recommend. I really love the little compartments that it has. So this fits an A5 on this side. It has a removable pen thing. I don't know what you call it, pen storage thing here. So you can remove this, and if you have another Galen leather, you can put that in there. It has these pockets here where you can put other items in. It has card areas here for you to put other items. It has more storage here where I have a couple of stickers that I use that I put in here. I'm sure here you're supposed to put pens or whatever the sort that you need here, but I don't use it for that. I use it for what I need it for. And so what I needed it for was to be able to put these stamping inks that I got from, I believe I got these from Yoseka. And I absolutely love these. I use all the colors for different purposes. And then of course I use these to hold my whiteouts as well as my glue, and it fits my stamps. I have some stamps here that I use that I hold in this little pouch here. And it just fits everything perfectly for me so that I can carry this wherever I go. And wherever I go, I always have everything that I need absolutely in this one case when I want to document my purchases on my fountain pens. So great buy. I absolutely love this Galen leather. The leather is great also. I can't recommend this one enough. So here, this one is my number 5 favorite. Moving on, we'll go to my number 6 fave, and that would have to be the Tombow Monograph ballpoint pen. As far as ballpoint pens go, I don't normally like ballpoint pens, but this one is a smooth rider. And you always need a ballpoint pen wherever you go because ballpoint, just writes on everything. It's ink, oil-based ink, so it doesn't smudge. It writes on practically every surface. And so I truly believe that no matter what, you always need a ballpoint pen somewhere. And so my go-to would be the Monograph Tombow ballpoint pen. And it comes in these really pretty colors. So I really liked this pinkish color because I really like pink. And so I would highly recommend this ballpoint pen if you're looking for one. This one's in a .38, but they also make it in a .5. Both are great, just depending on what your preference is. So this one's highly recommended as my number 5 favorite. I'm sorry, my number 6 favorite. My number 7 favorite for the year is the Klenna gel pen. So as far as gel pens are concerned, the Klenna, I believe, is definitely one of my favorites. It writes smoothly, it is reliable, it doesn't skip, and so it is comfortable in the hand. It has this really nice rubber section here for holding it. So I would highly recommend the Klenna gel pen. They're not too expensive and you can pretty much buy them anywhere. I think I bought mine from Amazon, so you can always purchase them there. They also sell them on Jet Pens. So you can purchase them almost anywhere. Another highly recommended one that I have for you. My number 7. I'm sorry, I'm all off on my numbers. My number 8 favorite for the year is my Meow Amor sticker book. So my sticker book is, this one's my favorite. Number 1, I absolutely love cats, if you don't know me already. And this Meow Amor sticker book has been a top favorite of mine. I've been able to put in my sticker collection in here for places that let's say I don't have stickers. I don't have where to put them yet. Some of them might be here to stay where I don't plan on moving them somewhere else. But others I would like to use somewhere. I'm just waiting for the right place to put them. So as far as that goes, I think everybody should own a sticker book because, especially if you're a sticker hoarder like I am, this is definitely a go-to place for me to look at different art that I have that are in the form of stickers, as well as being able to house stickers that maybe I don't know where to put them yet. So I would highly recommend a sticker book for anybody. It's really a great place to be able to house your stickers and to be able to really go through page by page and really enjoy the artwork of some of these stickers. That's sometimes all I do is just come here and just look through some of these because I really enjoy a lot of the stickers that I have. The artwork for me is just amazing. I absolutely love it. This one's actually an original drawing from my daughter. She likes the Apothecary Diaries, and so she made her own little meow meow. She has an Etsy shop also. And so she sells these stickers. They're so cute. I thought this was a really good original drawing that she made of Mau Mau. If you watch the Apothecary Diaries anime, you know, that's a really cool sticker to have. And, you know, I have other ones from the Coffee Monster and, you know, places like that. And I still have many more that I can still use for the year. So I would highly recommend anybody have a sticker book. They have some really cool designs on some of them. Some of them are plain if you want to stickerify your own sticker book, but the sticker release paper on this is just really great. I would recommend this to anyone. So definitely one of my top faves for 2025 is my sticker book. My number 9 favorite of the year is my Rickshaw Fillmore 3-pen case with the Van Ness exclusive cover. If you saw my previous video, I go over all of the Rickshaw pen cases that I own, and this one was one of them. It holds 3 pens on this side, has an opening on this side where you can put a notebook or more pens like me on this side. You can even put some pocket pens here on the front. Here on this end of the front, I have in the past put the Mahjong in here. And I'll just show you what that looks like, because it does fit in here rather well. Well, I say that, but yeah. So yeah, it fits in here pretty well. And so I have put it in there before. If not, then I will just put 1 or 2 of these in this little plastic baggie. And that would be what I put my stuff in. Just so that I carry, whoops, sorry. Just so that I carry around one of these. You can see I have like the empty top of one of them in here. But that's pretty much what I carry in. It's very versatile. You can fit a lot of stuff in this one pen case, and I just love how functional it is. Not to mention, I absolutely love the front art of this particular pen case. If I can just put this back in there. There you go. So I would highly recommend this one. You know, if you don't want to put a notebook in here, you can always put a notebook in here in the front. So another highly recommended pen case for 2025. This one again is my favorite. And then my 10th top favorite is my Platinum Hello Kitty tin. This is a tin that came with a Platinum Kuromi pen that I purchased. And I actually used this to house my fountain pen cleaning kit or emergency kit. I have a pen loop in here. I have a flush. I have some brass sheets. I have a extra converter in here, ink muddler, a magnet, something just to clean off my inks with. I have some micro mesh in different grits here that I use sometimes if I need to smooth out a pen. And I even have this little gosh, what are these called? I forget what they're called, I'm sorry, but I have one of these here for putting ink or, you know, taking out ink, things like that. So yeah, this is my little kit that I made myself to store some of these things, and I carry this with me. I also have this grip thing here that I bought, I think, at the dollar store, and I have that in here as well. And so this is definitely one of my top faves. So this one is my number 10 top fave. So I went ahead and went over all of my top favorites. Now I'm going to go over into my honorable mentions. So honorable mentions that I have, my first one are these two inks. Number one is the Diatramentus Document Black ink. This one is a permanent ink that I use on almost all of them. It's a wet ink. It is a document ink, so it holds it. It's very permanent, so it doesn't, once it's dried, it doesn't smudge or anything with water. So I would highly recommend this. I use it on most of a lot of my pens that I decide to put black in, because it doesn't smudge once it's dry. And you know, some papers, you know, it's important that you make sure it doesn't, you know, bleed, you know, just with a little bit of water. So I would highly recommend this one. It's lubricated, so it's not super dry if you don't like dry inks. So I would recommend this one. Another one is the KWZ Sheen Machine 2. So the Sheen Machine 2 is a super sheening ink. Like this thing, like if you want a really sheening pretty ink that even like glares in the light, this is it. If you have a very broad pen, or you know, a double broad or a stub nib where you really want the inks to shine, I would highly recommend the Sheen Machine 2. There's also the Sheen Machine, but I particularly liked the Sheen Machine 2. I had got it as a sample set. This one's only $15, so to me it was well worth the price for 60 milliliters of ink. And so I absolutely love how this one sheens. I wouldn't put it in a super precious pen. I usually put these in like a, maybe something like I'll put them in my TWSBIs. I have used it with, well, one of my custom pens as well. But if you're really particular about that, I wouldn't use it for something that, you know, very highly precious pen. But I use it a lot in my TWSBI stub nibs, as well as my Schaefer italic broad nib that I have. So again, these two inks are my highly recommended for 2025. They are one of my favorites. The next top fave of 2025 is my handmade collapsible trash bag. This one is a handmade, I made it out of a Dromgool's purchasing bag, shopping bag, and I just cut it down to size, and I folded it to where it would fit inside of a traveler's notebook very well. So let me grab my traveler's notebook here. It fits inside of this extremely well, so I can either, you know, decide to put it on the back end of this if I'm just going to carry this around. It is so convenient to have some sort of trash bag if you're going to go out to a coffee shop to do some journaling. And this way you just put this on the side and you're tossing in your trash as you're cutting out ephemera or using stickers, so you can put the back of the stickers in here. This is just a highly useful tool to have, and it's absolutely free. You just use any shopping bag and cut it down to size, and then I just folded this part in just to give it a little bit of a border to it. And then I have this one that fits in a traveler's notebook size. And I also have this one, if you didn't see it earlier, that fits here in my Superior leather case. And so I have this one that I folded down to this size which I'll show you. So you can see, same thing. You can see this one's more used than the other one because I have it in my Superior leather utility case. So I use this one a lot more. And it fits perfectly in here. Again, I just folded it down to the perfect size for myself. So again, the collapsible homemade trash bag is perfect. I would highly recommend. My next top fave honorable mention would be my ink sample and pen holder, along with my River City pen holder paired with the Kakimori nib. This has been something that I have used a lot throughout this year as I'm doing any of my ink swatches. So it is very helpful to have something to hold your ink samples with, especially if you're doing any swatching. And so it is something that I have used quite often, and I absolutely love this one. The wood is a pretty color. I got this from Pen Realm from Kirk Spear. I don't think he sells these anymore, but I have seen them, I think, like on Etsy shops where you can buy them also. But I really loved this in 2025, and I can definitely see myself using this throughout 2026 as well. So another honorable mention for my channel. My next honorable mention would be my A6 Superior Labor case, along with the plotter notebook in the pocket size, or I think it's called mini. Is this the mini? Yeah, this is the mini. But this is not the mini 5, it is the regular mini that has the six rings to it. So it definitely has all 6 rings on it. This is my everyday carry. I carry this everywhere that I go, no matter where I'm going. So I always have this on hand, and it's great for me to jot down notes. I have my mother's medical information in here. I have pen and ink tests that I do, and I just grab somebody's pen and I'm just using it to test out the ink or test out the pen. And here you can see I use the KWZ Sheen machine too here, and you can see how reflective it is as I move it against the light, and that is just how sheening it is. So that is a very good example of how this one sheens. But yeah, this one is another honorable mention for me. I absolutely love this case, and it fits my plotter perfectly. So it is definitely something I would purchase again. This one again is the A6 size. It is an exclusive from Wander Pens, and so I did get this from Wander Pens as a pre-order. I think they do it like once or twice a year where you can pre-order these. So again, honorable mention for 2025. I have absolutely loved, enjoyed using this. I use it so much that this leather has gotten very, very smooth and supple. I absolutely love this one. So my honorable mention. And then my very last honorable mention for the year is my Superior Labor tool case. Now, as I've mentioned in other of my videos, I don't use this as a pen case. I actually use this as a case for my Canon Ivy, my Canon Ivy 2. I had the opportunity when Superior Labor came here to Houston. They have their Superior Labor ink stamps, and I was able to stamp with some original TSL stamps. So I really love that about my case. So I do have this one as an honorable mention. So that's pretty much it for 2025. I know I went through quite a few. I have about 10 top faves, along with, 5 additional honorable mentions for the year. I have absolutely enjoyed using all of these. And so, as I reflect on all of these tools, I'm reminded of a quote from the book, The Devil in the White City, which is a book that I've read this year. And one of the characters, Saul Bloom, he states in the book, and I quote, "I had started with nothing, and if I now found myself with nothing, I was at least even. Actually, I was better than even. I had had a wonderful time." End quote. Journaling for me is about that wonderful time, the joy of the process, the grounding it brings, and the memories that are captured along the way. And, it beautifully fits for December that even if the year closes without everything we hoped for, the joy of the journey makes us more than even. I also like, quoting some Bible verses, and I think this one pairs very beautifully with Bloom's reflection. It's from Ecclesiastes. I don't know how to pronounce that. Ecclesiastes. And it says, this is Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under the heaven. And I am reminded of this, and it reminds me that for each moment has a meaning, and every season has its purpose. So I love this verse and how it grounds me at the end of this year. So again, these are my favorites of supplies, journaling supplies of 2025. The sentiment of these quotes really resonates with me. Journaling isn't about what we accumulate. It's about the joy of the process, the grounding that it gives us, and the wonderful time that we have along the way. So I would definitely love to know what yours are. So please share in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for spending some time with me today as we close out the year of 2025 here at Arts at the Castle House. And until next time, happy journaling. Bye.